Friends, hello, how is it going? Well, we're coming into just 24 hours, 48 hours here, less than that, and Trump will be our president. It's happening. Today he joined Air Force One, and he will be inaugurated here soon enough. The king is back. King back in the castle. And let's talk about Sofi. Before we go into Sofi, kind of just like roundhouse some things here with what's going on. Obviously, talking about stocks, but it's a weird time. TikTok's about to be taken away. Like, is it tonight, tomorrow? I don't know. Who knows? Or are they gonna? Maybe they're not gonna. Trump just said something that he's going to push it to 90 days for a deal to come. I don't know. Who knows? Friends, let's talk about stocks. So one thing in particular, a lot of people ask me, what ETFs do I buy ETFs and what ETFs I buy? These are 4 ETFs that I put money into every week. These are them. I have a few other things like high yield ETF things like that, but those are a little more risky. But these are the ones I feel comfortable publicly showing on YouTube, where I'm like, these are good, these are safe, and these are standard. There's nothing really secretive about these. These aren't like some secret kind of like ETFs. Like, these are just your good bread and butter ETFs that, I think JP Morgan's monthly, and I think the rest of them are just your usual, like every 2 to 3 months they pay you dividend. But I mean, these right here, these ETFs, they have essentially the main companies that run the world. Essentially, you got your BlackRock, then your Apples, your big tech stocks, other companies, security companies, things like that. And they're good fundamental ETFs that have always done well through presidencies, wars, famine, zombie apocalypse. They've always done well. So these are ones that I tell people, even like personal family friends who ask me because they know I do this stuff. These are the ones that I always show them, like, hey, these are going to do well for you over time. So I just want to throw that out there because I get so many comments about ETFs. And yes, I put money in these every week. It just automatically comes on my bank account, goes right into these, and I don't even look at it. I don't care about price action, anything. It's just there for my future. So that's how that works. Obviously with the market right now, the market has loaded up. Everything is locked and loaded here and ready to shoot up. Palantir at a almost $72 range. Nvidia right under 140 all-time high. AMD here, man, it's a killer buy right now on that. These are companies, these are stocks that I couldn't tell people enough to buy for your future. I think these are going to be 3 massive players in the future here with what's coming with the market. So I say that because people, like I said, are always asking, what should I put my money into for the future? For a long-term investment, these are 3 companies that I could not recommend enough. Nvidia is about to unravel a whole new their chip that's coming out. Like, one thing you got to think about with Nvidia, particularly, I'll get to Sofi, I promise. But one thing with Nvidia, I'm a gamer myself, and I love games, and I'm very interested in how the graphics, everything. All these new game consoles, they're all fighting right now for prime position, obviously. And Nvidia with what they have with their software, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people think like Nvidia just has the chip. No. NVIDIA has the chip, obviously, and they have their new chip, the Blackwell. But it's their software, too, that is highly, highly seeked and wanted. And that's where they make a lot of money. And right now, we are in such this age of video games advancing, graphics, and everyone's fighting for all these top video game producers, console makers are fighting for the top ones, and obviously they're all going to Nvidia. I think the new Nintendo Switch has the Nvidia chip in it, so graphic chip, however you want to say that. Listen, Nvidia. What I'm trying to say is Nvidia has a strong future here. People think like Nvidia had such a hot run here the past 2-3 years, especially in 2024, that it's going to calm down. No, it's gonna swing. It keeps swinging up. It's going to keep going up here. Nvidia is back at all-time highs, and it's still going up. Okay, we're not we're not going to see trouble with Nvidia in share price quarterlies. It's just not going to happen. Palantir, I've already spoken my piece on Palantir. I'm drinking the juice over there. I'm holding. I'm buying. It's going. AMD is going to be a huge player with what's coming here. They're doing fantastic. They're doing fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm going to make a video about them here soon, but that's something else that building a strong position in for the next few years to see what happens there with them. Okay, so friends, obviously SoFi, we could be on the threshold right now of SoFi moving into new highs here. Okay, we could be in a situation where SoFi is going into a $20 position. That's a very real conversation right now, because obviously this week, Monday the market's closed, but Tuesday market will reopen. We got 4 days in the market. It's gonna be a banging 4 days. It's gonna be running on all cylinders, plus steroid use, everything it can possibly get. And with that, the next week, we're going to see the last Q4 of 2024 quarterlies for SoFi. Now, the last quarterlies for SoFi, the Q3 for 2024, was the biggest SoFi has ever produced, okay? Now, don't forget, after those quarterlies, after that Q3 quarterly, SoFi came out with these new deals, the new credit card deal, the $2 billion loan deal situation, not to mention what just happened last week, the big deal. SoFi undoubtedly is going to continue to bring in these huge quarterlies all very well into 2025 here. We're going to continue to see SoFi just really push big quarterlies here, which, what is that going to do? It's going to produce a feeding frenzy where we're going to see the stock price increase more and more and more. So this is why when SoFi sold off last week to like a high $13 range, dude, I bought more in a different account. I took some money and I was like, I'm buying more right now because I know it's coming. I know it's coming. And sure enough, that I've already, made profit on that position, just that new position. And I'm going to continue to make profit on it because I know that next week SoFi could easily be at a $17 to $20 range. Easily. But with that, I'm in SoFi for the long run. I know SoFi is going to continue just to bang out quarterlies here all year. And even if they fall short of expectation maybe with a quarterly, maybe it's still okay. It's going to hold a position wherever it's at, and it's going to continue to find these new deals. It's going to continue to find this younger generation to open accounts with them, and that's what's happening right now. SoFi is having a huge push right now with this younger generation really pushing into what they offer. SoFi is their technology with their banking system is far advanced and amazing when you look at these other banks that are still kind of almost stone age, it feels. And I say this because I have different banking accounts, and SoFi, I have a banking account, and it's amazing. Like, it really is amazing. Like, I love it. It's just when you open up an account with them, which is free, everything's there. I mean, like your credit card, your account, your savings, checkings. You can buy stocks right there on your account. Loans, everything. It's just right there, simple. You don't have to go see a banker, anything. It's so futuristic to where, like, most banks are older banks, like even like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, like, to do a lot of things, you have to go talk to a banker. You have to, they don't even have a lot of the options that SoFi has online, just on your phone app for them, that these other banks don't have what SoFi has, is what I'm saying. So that's why SoFi is growing so fast right now. It's just the newer generation loves it. And it's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger, where you're going to start to see just bigger and bigger quarterlies here with SoFi. It's happening right before our eyes. It's going to be very interesting if SoFi can achieve getting to this $20 position here with this next quarterly, where this next quarterly is just at least as good as the last one, if not maybe a little bit better. It's going to walk into some heavy numbers here. There's no doubt about it. And I think a lot of people do believe that SoFi is in this particular situation where it will find it will find $20 here very soon into this year. That's coming. And then deeper, as you know, we get deeper into the year here, we could be talking very soon, faster than we think here, you know, somewhere deep in the 20s and early in the 30s here, you know, with SoFi as a stock price, mid-year, somewhere around the summer. Okay, if they keep coming out with big deals, you know, their growth keeps getting bigger, and you know, they keep just killing it on earnings. When they're really, when you have a company that is producing really nice earnings, big money notices it. They notice, and that's when, you know, you see these firms come in and they say, hey, we're gonna make it public. We just bought huge X amount of SoFi. And then they'll say, hey, we projected at this price. That just happened last week, where that firm came out and said, hey, we are raising our price target to SoFi to $18. And that's one reason SoFi jumped up. Actually, I think it was like Monday that came out, when SoFi jumped up, because, you know, that was a lot of good news. And 2 weeks before that, when, you know, the feds were destroying the market, you know, there was all these articles out where they were saying, like, well, you know, actually we believe SoFi is going to, like, stay around, you know, a $12 to $14 price, you know, stock price. Now look at where it's going. Okay. The one thing that we're seeing right now with SoFi, and I talked about this yesterday or the day before, there's already huge breadcrumbs coming out right now with what these earnings are going to produce. Okay, these big deals that we saw come up here with SoFi, they showed up after Q3. Okay, so what does that tell you? It tells you that everything that was attached to Q3 was already going into Q4 to continue, but now Q4 is projected to be even bigger because of all the new deals after Q3. Okay, that's how we make lemonade here. It should produce a very nice quarterly to round out the year and really just shoot this stuff up in space. I don't think right now that there's a ceiling of where SoFi can go here. The market cap will rise, the stock price will rise, and investor attention will thicken, continue to get more aggressive here. It's undoubtedly happening right before our eyes. So friends, like I said, listen, Trump will be in office Monday. Okay, he's gonna start signing things, crypto, you know, gas lines, business. Things are going to be it's going to be very aggressive here in the market coming up here. Tuesday morning, I'm willing to even bet, as European markets open, certain markets open before ours, you know, well into Monday night. Well, you know, if you go to like Robinhood, you know, Robinhood does a lot of pre-market stuff. You will be able to see some movement in a lot of stocks. Like DJT will probably be doing really well, but there will be stocks that will be fundamentally moving. Palantir will probably be doing amazing next week because it has so many ties right now with the Trump administration. And you know, and I think too with Palantir, not only does it have all the money, making all the money, has all these good things around it, but it also has captured the hype. Okay, and where there's hype, there's a lot of money. There's like this extra, there's this extra, you know, pricing on a stock when it has hype around it. Not to mention when it's doing phenomenally, it's doing, you know, amazing, and, you know, making a lot of money on its own. But then you have hype attached to it. You know, it's like Tesla. There's a reason why you're having to pay so much to be a part of Tesla for one share. There's a reason. It's obvious what the reason is. Okay, it's right there in front of you. Friends, I wish all of you the best of luck. This is a super duper time to be an investor. Okay, I can't. It's the simplest thing I can say. Super duper. It's super duper. And I for one am excited about what is coming here. If you've been investing all years, who knows? This is going to be a wild week with what's coming here. And people will take profit. People will hold. We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see how this year plays out. Friends, take care of yourself. Bye, everyone.